Well-being, the crucial element of health. The WHO Constitution defines health as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, and not merely the absence from disease or infirmity. Yet, for over 60 years, WHO has failed to, or documenting well-being. Instead, its focus has always been on health, an overarching health policy framework that promotes a whole-of-government approach to improving public health and preventing disease. Public health and disease prevention. Values and vision for the future, maximizing health opportunities for the population at all levels, reducing health inequalities and focusing on the social determinants, i.e. the conditions in which people are born, grow up, live, work and age. Mortality, disease, and disability. One of the central tasks of the new health framework is to define well-being and to track progress in promoting it in the European region. Definition of well-being. Well-being has two dimensions, a subjective and an objective dimension. The key components of objective well-being are people's living conditions and their opportunities to fulfill their potential opportunities that should be equitably shared among people. Distributed fairly among people. Key aspects of objective well-being are health, education, employment, social relations, environment, safety, civic participation, governance, housing conditions, and leisure. Subjective well-being is primarily linked to people's life experiences. Instruments for measuring well-being. A wide range of different instruments can be used to measure well-being. Some of them measure objective factors such as air quality or the degree of hearing impairment. Others involve subjective measures, such as people's satisfaction with a particular area of their life, such as their job, or the quality of their environment. Some measures are quantitative, others qualitative. One of the most commonly used instruments is the survey, which usually asks specific questions. A very high number of standardized instruments are now available that provide additional information on well-being in relation to a specific type of morbidity, health complaint, or disability. The most common topics covered by all instruments are economics, health, education, society, and environment. Challenges in measuring well-being. Well-being has several dimensions and is therefore difficult to measure with one parameter with a single measure. Well-being is often considered synonymous with quality of life and happiness, but these also include other subjective aspects. Within the different topics, there is no uniformity in terms of the questions asked or the areas assessed. Only a limited number of instruments allow for an assessment of the well-being of the society. The vast majority focus solely on individual well-being. Many countries in the European region lack the capacity to collect or use information on well-being at the national level. International organizations provide strong support in this area, and their work complements countries' efforts. The WHO Regional Office for Europe will draw on the experience of national governments, other international organizations and other stakeholders, including United Nations agencies, and the private sector. Instead of an analysis of individual well-being, we will focus on methods of measuring the well-being of society. We will emphasize external factors that affect well-being, as public policy may be able to influence these in the longer term. In 2013, WHO have set out to conceptually refine the definition of well-being and refine to compile a broad range of topics and indicators for the measurement of well-being. These could be linked to the International Classification of Functioning, Disability and ICF, which is the WHO's framework for measuring health and disability and the complements the International Diseases, ICD. Develop a concept for measuring indicators of well-being. To clarify how policymakers, health professionals and other relevant stakeholders in all parts of the European region can use this information to inform their policymaking and action plans. Support a wide range of countries with different data and metrics. All these standards, which are adjusted every few years, are governed by the WHO Constitution. Constitution of the World Health Organization. Signed in New York on July 22, 1946. Instrument of ratification deposited by Switzerland on March 29, 1947. Approved by the Federal Assembly on December 19, 1946. Entered into force for Switzerland on April 7, 1948. The states participating in this constitution, in accordance with the Charter of the United Nations, declare that the following principles are fundamental to the happiness of all peoples, to their harmonious relations and to their security. Since 1946, well over 100 countries have signed this constitution and are thus subject to this fundamental right to health and, as explained, to the well-being of all people and peoples. Since 1995, the World Health Report, WHR, is a series of annual reports produced by the World Health Organization, WHO, and is a leading publication. The reports are published every year from 1995 to 2008, and again in 2010 and 2013. The reports are available in multiple languages and include an expert assessment of a specific global health topic relating to all countries that are member states of the organization. The main purpose of the WHR is to provide policymakers, donor agencies, international organizations, and others with the information they need to help them make appropriate health policy and funding decisions. However, the report is also accessible to a wider audience, such as universities, journalists, and the public at large. It is expected that anyone with a professional or personal interest in international health issues will be able to read and take use of it. So if you are interested in those reports, have a look on the link below. Thanks a lot for watching and have a very healthy day.